The American Civil War, a nation divided against itself. Brother fought brother, ideologies clashed on blood-soaked battlefields. From the smoke and chaos emerged legendary figures. Among them, two generals stand out, General Banning and General Hancock. Their names are etched in the annals of military history. These men were more than just commanders of armies. They were symbols of Union might, beacons of hope in a time of immense national despair. Their strategic brilliance and unwavering resolve inspired their troops. Their decisions shaped the course of the war. This is not just a tale of battles won and lost. It is a journey into the minds of two extraordinary leaders. Who then truly dominated the battlefields of the Civil War? Was it Banning, the strategist, or was it Hancock, the steadfast? The answer, as we shall see, is complex. The paths of Banning and Hancock, though different, ultimately converged on the battlefields of the Civil War. Both men dedicated their lives to the military. They rose through the ranks, their skills honed in the fires of countless campaigns. The Civil War erupted, tearing apart the fabric of America. Banning and Hancock found themselves on opposing sides. Their strategic brilliance and unwavering resolve would be tested like never before. Their encounters were not merely military engagements, they were clashes of ideologies, of contrasting visions for the future of a nation. Each battle they waged was a microcosm of the larger conflict, a struggle for the very soul of America. The coming sections will delve into the specifics of their confrontations. Comparing military leaders, especially those as skilled as Banning and Hancock, is a complex endeavor. It's tempting to measure their successes solely on the number of battles won or casualties inflicted. However, such a simplistic approach fails to capture the nuances of their leadership and the intricacies of warfare. The Civil War, unlike any conflict before it, introduced new technologies and redefined military strategy. Generals could no longer rely solely on brute force. They had to adapt to changing circumstances, anticipate enemy movements, and inspire their troops in the face of unprecedented carnage. Banning and Hancock, though pitted against each other, shared this burden of command. Their decisions, often made under unimaginable pressure, had far-reaching consequences. Born into a family steeped in military tradition, Banning seemed destined for a life of service. From a young age, he displayed a keen intellect and a fascination with military history and strategy. He devoured books on ancient campaigns, studied the tactics of Napoleon, and excelled in his studies at West Point. His early military career was marked by competence and a quiet determination. He served with distinction in the Mexican-American War, earning a reputation as a meticulous planner and a courageous leader. Yet nothing could have fully prepared him for the crucible of the Civil War. When war erupted, Banning answered the call with unwavering loyalty to the Union. He quickly rose through the ranks, his strategic acumen evident in every campaign he undertook. Banning possessed these qualities in abundance. Winfield Scott Hancock, a man born for the battlefield, embodied the spirit of a soldier. His courage under fire was legendary, and his presence on the front lines a source of inspiration for his men. While some generals preferred to command from a distance, Hancock led from the front, sharing the dangers and hardships of his troops. His military journey began at West Point, where he excelled in his studies and formed lifelong bonds with fellow soldiers who would later become both allies and adversaries in the Civil War. He served with distinction in the Mexican-American War, demonstrating a natural aptitude for command and a fierce determination to succeed. When the nation fractured, Hancock's loyalty to the Union was unwavering. He embraced the challenge of command, leading his troops with a combination of tactical brilliance and raw courage. Hancock's leadership extended beyond the battlefield. While both masters of warfare, Banning and Hancock's strategic approaches differed significantly. Banning, the meticulous planner, approached war as a giant chessboard. He meticulously studied maps, analyzed enemy movements, and devised intricate strategies to outmaneuver his opponents. His strength lay in his ability to anticipate his enemy's moves and position his troops in advantageous positions. Hancock, on the other hand, was known for his audacity and his willingness to take calculated risks. He excelled in the chaos of battle, where his quick thinking and decisive action often turned the tide in favor of the Union. While Banning preferred to dictate the terms of engagement, Hancock was a master of adaptation, adjusting his tactics on the fly to exploit fleeting opportunities. Banning preferred to maintain a strong defensive line, wearing down the enemy with artillery and carefully coordinated infantry assaults. Hancock, while not reckless, was more willing to launch bold offensives, trusting in the courage and fighting spirit of his men. His battlefield presence was electrifying, inspiring his troops to feats of extraordinary bravery. In what would become known as Banning's finest hour, General Banning's strategic brilliance was most evident during the intense Battle of Fort Harrison. Faced with a formidable Confederate force, Banning meticulously planned his assault, ensuring every detail was accounted for. His ability to outmaneuver his opponent was unmatched, as he used the terrain to his advantage, positioning his artillery on elevated ground to dominate the battlefield. Ultimately, the battle resulted in a decisive victory for the Union, with minimal casualties on Banning's side. This victory highlighted his ability to minimize casualties, outmaneuver his opponent, and secure a decisive victory. In a pivotal display of valor and leadership, General Hancock's courage shone brightest during the intense fighting at Gettysburg. Amidst the chaos and the thunder of guns, Hancock stood firm, rallying his troops against overwhelming odds. His presence instilled a fierce fighting spirit in his troops, turning the tide in a crucial phase of the war. The legacies of Banning and Hancock extend far beyond the battlefields of the Civil War. Their leadership, forged in the crucible of conflict, left an enduring mark on the United States Army and inspired generations of soldiers. Their names are etched in history books, their stories recounted in military academies, and their statues stand tall as testaments to their courage and sacrifice. Banning's legacy rests on his strategic brilliance and his unwavering commitment to the preservation of the Union. Hancock, remembered as a soldier's soldier, left behind a legacy of unwavering courage, inspirational leadership, and profound compassion for his men. He led from the front, sharing their dangers and hardships and earning their unwavering loyalty. Both men, though different in their approaches to war, shared a deep love for their country and an unwavering belief in the cause for which they fought. Their legacies are forever intertwined in the annals of American military history. Who then, between Banning and Hancock, truly dominated the battlefields of the Civil War? The answer, as with most historical debates, is complex and depends largely on how one defines domination. Was it through strategic brilliance, minimizing casualties, or inspiring men to achieve the unimaginable? Banning's meticulous planning and strategic foresight undoubtedly saved countless lives and contributed significantly to the Union victory. His ability to outmaneuver opponents and secure strategic advantages cannot be overstated. Hancock, however, embodied the spirit of a true warrior, leading from the front and inspiring his men with his unwavering courage. His presence on the battlefield was enough to invigorate his troops, even in the face of overwhelming odds. He was a master tactician, adapting to ever-changing circumstances and exploiting enemy weaknesses with remarkable speed. Ultimately, declaring a definitive victor is an impossible task. Both men played pivotal roles in the Union victory, their contrasting styles complementing each other in the grand tapestry of the war. As we reflect on the lives and legacies of Generals Banning and Hancock, we are reminded of the immense sacrifices made during the American Civil War. These were men of extraordinary courage and conviction, thrust into a conflict that tested the very fabric of their nation. Their stories, though separated by time, continue to resonate with us today. Banning, the strategist, and Hancock, the soldier's soldier, represent the duality of leadership in times of crisis. One, a master planner, the other, a beacon of courage on the battlefield. Both essential, both irreplaceable in the fight to preserve the Union. Their stories serve as a reminder that there is no single path to victory in war. Their legacies, forever etched in the annals of American history, serve as an inspiration to future generations, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, courage and leadership can prevail.